Hello and welcome. Today we've got Delora O'Brien, and today we are going to be discussing the Trump-Georgia rally communications, or comms. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to our Telegram channels and to nicholasveniamin.com for my free email updates. And if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, I will leave the link below in the description for the full interview, unless, of course, myself and Delora can choose our words wisely due to the insane censorship that's happening right now. Delora, thank you for joining me. How are you and what have you been up to?
Really good, Nick. So happy to be here. I haven't been here in like a month now, so I missed you. But I'm very excited at what's going on in the world. And like I said, I watched the Georgia rally with President Trump and took notes because I don't know if people realize, but he is a master of words. You know, a lot of people say, oh, all he says is incredible and fantastic. And, you know, he talks like he's in fifth grade. That is so not true. He lets you think that. But if you have an ear to hear and you understand what he's saying and you do a little digging, you find that his entire speech from getting on to leaving are all kinds of wild and incredible communications or comms.
Okay, so why don't you tell us what's happening? Let's analyze the comms and let's try to ascertain exactly what he's trying to tell us and where we're going to go.
Yeah, and you're really good at this too, Nick. You're really good at this. So stop me whenever you want, because I'll just go through them. He first started talking about the election. And what he did is he mentioned, you know, there was ballot harvesting.
Be careful with those words on YouTube. Yes, go around it on that.
Okay. So he mentioned that. And then what he did is he, out of nowhere, he said, after using the word harvesting, that what they did with the, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, the steal.
Yeah. He spoke about 2,000 traffickers in that same sentence. Now, one of the biggest businesses that the cabal, the deep state has is the organ of that. They go in, they get people, kids, and they sell those organs. And that's what that's called. So he, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he sticks in traffickers, had nothing to do with this sentence. Then he starts talking about Kemp, who is from Georgia. And Kemp got in because of the endorsement of Donald Trump 3 years ago. So what happened was he started talking about him right after speaking about that. And he said that Kemp is the one that is, and here he is a Republican, a so-called conservative, abolished signature verification in Georgia. And he's the one that okayed Georgia taking $45 million from Zuckerberg as to help the party, the Democrats, win in November 3rd, 2020. Okay. So he spoke about that. And he said, if people do not come out with what Kemp has done in his past, when he runs again, I'm coming back here in 2 weeks and I'm going to expose it all. So that was that. Then he spoke about the invasion of Ukraine. He said, there's a good possibility Taiwan will be next. And right there, he called himself the president. Then 3 times he used the word nuclear. He brought it up 3 times. Next sentence, he used the words 18 months 3 times in a row. If you go from the date Saturday, 18 months out, you get September 26, 2023, which is the International Day for total elimination of nuclear weapons. He was given a major communication that he is on it. Do not worry about nuclear weapons. Right after he said Taiwan will probably be invaded. He's got that all in control. It's not even an issue. Then he says that he had a meeting, which was in 2020, out of nowhere, with Abdul, who's the head of the Taliban, who called him, Trump, Your Excellency. Now, if you look up what Your Excellency means, it's a title. Now, understand, the Taliban has nothing to do with the United States. It's a title for a high-ranking state official, actually the head of an international organization. This is in 2020. Trump was already had his hand in very deep in the international community and in the international governments. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Stacey Abrams. This is what, and she's the one that is, I believe, the Secretary of State of Georgia, very much does not want to do a reevaluation of what went on November 3rd, 2020. He said she's lost her luster. Now, and he said it several times. I don't know what's the matter with her. She's lost her luster. You get a luster and you look like you're younger when you are a Chrome user. I don't want to say the whole name. Okay. Now, he said, I look at her and I don't even know who she is anymore. But then again, who is she really? Now, that makes me think what he's done is he's sideswiped the whole thing, but she is not who she says she is, meaning she's probably been taken. She's probably been questioned. We don't even know if that's her anymore. And it just points to everyone else we're looking at. Then let's go to Matt Gaetz. He gets called on stage. And he says, jokingly, and then I will be in the position in Congress to nominate Trump for Speaker of the House. That was very interesting. Now, the way the law stands right now, Nick, you can nominate someone out of the House of Representatives in the United States to be Speaker of the House. Well, Trump looked at everyone and said, well, that was very interesting. Now, he's done, all of a sudden, everybody's up in arms. He knew exactly that was planned. It was planned. I believe Matt Gaetz is one of his advisors. It's one of his 12 around him. I kind of look at it the way Jesus was, and he had his 12 disciples. He's got his 12 advisors around him. I believe Matt Gaetz is one of them. Now, that was planned. So why was it planned? It was planned to get everyone to start thinking. Because if you remember, when Trump in 2020 came back, it was April or May, his first speech. He said, I'm going to come back, but I'm going to come back in a different way. Maybe I'll come back in a different way. Now, that doesn't mean that he's going to be speaker, but I'll tell you what is interesting. He was quick to come out and say, I'm not interested in being Speaker of the House. And so people are writing to me, he's not interested in being Speaker of the House. People actually believe him. Now, when he's talking to people and he's president, you can believe anything he says. But what he's saying now is all coded. If he says, I'm not interested in the Speaker of the House, let me tell you what, maybe he isn't, but maybe he is. On Monday, Democrats put a bill in to stop anyone to be nominated as Speaker of the House that's not a congressman. I thought that was awesome. It was awesome. He's got him running. He's always got him running, man. The guy is just, a legend. He is one of a kind. So that's what happened there. Then he said, this is the year that we are going to take our country back, meaning the November elections. Then he says, after that, we're dealing with so much with energy and he says, and what did he say? With the energy policy and gas prices are so high. Then he says this, instead of saying just, if Fake 46 would go back to my pro-energy policies, everything would be fixed. He doesn't say it that way because that's really all he had to say. Mm-hmm. He said, what Joe Biden needs to do, if he would only walk into the White House, find the briefing room, and tell them to go back to my pro-America energy policy, everything would be fixed. Now, why would he do that? Tell Joe Biden if he would, these are his exact words, if he would walk into the White House and return and go into the briefing room as if the man has never been there. It is just remarkable. Then he says, our victory is inevitable. He ends by saying, we are to kneel to God and kneel to God alone. And then he dances off the stage to the song, Hold On, I'm Coming.
It's amazing. Wow. So there's indication there that Biden has never been into the White House. And we've seen comms from, 2 years ago even of Black Rock and the studio of the White House.
Yes.
And we've noticed that it may even not be the real Joe Biden. It may be a lookalike. Okay. And we can tell by the earlobes.
It's not even a lookalike. It doesn't look like him.
It doesn't. I mean, his face is a lot smaller, narrowed, and more cuter, whereas the real Joe Biden was more muscular, more wider face, looked more evil. This man looks like a sweet old man.
Yeah, a grandpa. He's a grandpa.
Exactly that. Whereas the real Joe Biden, when you look at the real Joe Biden, the vice president to Obama back then, he looks aggressive.
Absolutely.
This one doesn't look aggressive.
Not at all.
Not
at all. But they had to do that, or he wouldn't have got, well, he didn't get, it didn't happen anyway. There's nothing they could do. They could not, look, this is the thing, Nick. I've been down this rabbit hole for decades, and this is what I know. Back 50s, 60s, that's my husband coughing. We share an office.
Send him my regards.
Nick gives you his regards. Hey, he said. Back in, I don't even know, maybe from the beginning. There has never been there's no fair elections. Everyone's gotten in. I mean, they flipped a coin, Gore and Bush flipped a coin to who they were both skull and bones from Yale. They both were, did satanic rituals. They both were in the same, it's two heads of the same snake. You got Democrats, Republicans, two heads of the same snake. And so who really was elected? I don't believe Obama was elected at all. Well, I don't believe Bush was elected.
Absolutely. I mean, we believe it's all been, tampered with. Even Obama was apparently born in Kenya.
Absolutely.
And that's why Trump was onto his birth certificate, which I did an interview with Alan Fountain explaining that the birth certificate had links of his background with Ukraine. So this is all one big painting of one hell of a job. Everything's connected, and then when we hear people, even the white hats, of the media say, that Trump may be the Speaker of the House and he's endorsing people to go in. Do you think even that could be to confuse the deep state? Because,
absolutely. Absolutely.
There's got to be. So what do you think? How do you think when Trump says that he will be back? I think he is back. He's never gone anywhere.
He never left. He never left.
He's just going to reveal his position. What do you think about that?
Well, this is what I think. And I said this the other day on my own channel and I got nailed for it. I'm going to get nailed again. So I just, but I got to say what I think. I don't want this. Please, everybody, hear me. I pray every day that the next day Trump is rightfully put in his place. Congress and all the United States citizens all see it, that he is the rightful president of the United States. Okay. So let's just get that out there. That's what I want. That's what I believe. I believe God could do it like that. God wins. Okay. Now, this is though, Nick, let me just digress a second. Many people that I trust and trusted said that DJT would be back before the spring of 2020. I really stood on that. I felt it in my spirit. I just felt it was right. It didn't happen. There's reasons it didn't happen. The fog of war, when the fog clears and you've made a determination, a strategic move, sometimes when the fog clears where you've made that move into, you see that that's not the best strategy. You then say, maybe this strategy is best. So I think that's what happened. And the goalpost has been moved, and people get upset that the goalpost has been moved, but they can't be upset. We are literally in World War III. We are. If people can think what they want, we are in World War III. It's just not like the first two. But so this is what I think. If he doesn't come back, but he's already back. Okay, he is calling the shots. The head of the Taliban doesn't call him Your Excellency for nothing. He doesn't get all the treatment around the world that he gets. If he's not back by the elections coming up, midterms, and we win all of Congress, and people are saying, well, it's not fixed. It's fixed. Believe me, he's got it. He's got this. He's got this. Believe me, he's got it. And we win the Senate and the House. Whether he comes in as Speaker of the House or not doesn't even matter. What's going to happen is it's going to stop in its tracks anything that fake 46 could do in his cohorts, anything. That is power right there. There's 3 branches of government. That's a powerful branch of government. It's legislative, makes laws. You're not going to do nothing. That's it. He's done. Then what'll happen is all of 2023 will be spent uncovering. All the Senate and the House will bring everybody forward. They'll be able to do what they want. They'll bring what happened on November 3rd forward. They'll bring what happened on January 6th forward. So even though we aren't able to say, oh, our beloved isn't back in the house they call white, there more will happen. More will get done. More will be revealed. It's all about that midterm. That's what it's about. And he's paving the way, Nick, and he's saying, vote for this one, vote for that one, vote for this one, don't vote here. That's why he's doing these things now every 2 weeks, because what he's doing is he's taking the troops, all of us, and he's bringing them into a close-knit group of, hey, we move this way in Georgia. We move this way in Ohio. We move this way in Arizona, so that everything can absolutely come out the way he wants it to come out. Mm-hmm. That's what I think. Now, I'm hoping Easter is on April 17th. Interesting number. And Pentecost, which exploded the world with the disciples, and a mighty rushing wind came, and it's in the Bible. 50 days later is on June 15th. My hunch, just a spiritual hunch, is that between April 17th and June 15th is an incredible window for
Mhm.
him to get back in. If it doesn't happen on June 15th, then I think it's might be plan B. Maybe. I want him today to be recognized. That said, that man is not only running this country, he's got his hand stuck in all the, like, what's the boy with the plum, had his hand in every plum, that nursery rhyme. He's got his finger in every hole in every country, and he knows what he's doing. He's not letting this go. He's saying what he has to say to quell the craziness in the deep state. He knows what he's doing. I don't think we should question him. If he felt he should be back right now, he would be.
Absolutely. But, this is about draining the swamp and having the right people in place. And Trump isn't the only white hat, but
That's right.
there are many white hats. Anyone that's working on the light side for me is a white hat. So
Right.
What you're saying is that even if he isn't back in the midterm elections, what's important is that we'll have people, the right people in those positions of power, who are able to expose to the people what's been going on and pass the right laws to start shifting into and creating that new world and new system. And obviously, do you believe that this could be a building block foundation so that we can have honest November the 3rd event for 2024?
Yeah, I do. And I know people hate to hear 2024, but as I said to people, many people, look, did you ever think when people go, oh, he's coming back, it's like they have to live in that. And I get it. But did you ever think we would be here in the middle of 2022? I didn't. Personally, I didn't. I thought he would be back way before this. So I think, and you use the perfect word, light. And the analogy is, if you know about cockroaches, or, and that's what I call all of them. They're all cockroaches. They're dirty, they're evil, and they hide. If you go into a restaurant, and there's cockroaches, all restaurants have it. If you go in and there's one in the bathroom, you turn that light on, it scrambles. And the light that would happen, getting the right people that are working with him into office in the midterms, and the light that would be shown would have them all scrambling. And to then get 2023. And you know what else? And I've got to say this, and I know, again, people get angry at me sometimes, but I have to, it's the truth. There are patriots out there right now that if you saw them, and I'm not going to name names, I don't name names, I love everyone and I pray for them all. And I could be wrong, but this is what I believe. There are patriots out there right now. This chick's been around a long time. I know it, I see it, I smell it, I discern it, that they look, the flag, rah, rah, United States, yay, but they don't mention 45 at all. They don't mention getting the rightful president back in. It's all, this is what's going on. The deep state's bad. So let me tell you what I think they're doing. And this is going to come out in 2023. If what I'm saying happens, all of those people have their person that they want to run in 2024. Well, the election for 2024 starts in 2023, begins. You hear it, you hear the rustling and the rumbling of what's going to happen. You're going to find that some of the people that are propped up as the patriot are not that at all. But let me just say, I'm not saying they're working for the other side, but they're working for themselves. In my opinion, unless Trump veers, which I don't believe he ever will, I believe he's called of God. Unless he veers, He is the only man that can take this country and the world and wipe out evil, free everyone, and bring us into a whole new world. That was the world that was supposed to be until the evil ones took it and blinded people so that they could not see, and dangled baits in front of them and did all these things because people are inherently good. They want to believe the good, and they did it. And I think he's the only one that can take care of this. So whether it's now, whether the midterms happen and he's not in yet, and that happens, everything gets exposed in 2023 and he's back in 2024. I also believe he will he will be given back what he missed. So he will be able to be 2024, maybe even in 2028. I don't know. The man is youthful. Maybe he uses a med bed every week. I don't know. But that man is the man for the job. And I really don't care when it is. I want it to be now, Nick. But if it's down the road, I trust God and I trust Trump enough that he knows when the time is and he'll get the exact timing.
Well, we know things are going in the right direction because a lot of people are waking up. So, and a lot of things are coming out, and the mainstream narrative on the news is starting to change. Like, they're starting to admit that the Hunter laptop is real.
Yes.
I once heard that, obviously we all know that the military chose Trump for this position to be the front man to take down the deep state.
Yes.
Originally, the military were just going to go in point blank and take them all down. And Trump said, no, apparently. I don't know if this is true. I heard the story. He said, no. He says, let's do it like this. Let's play them. Let's wake up the people. Let's stage it. What do you think about that? Have you heard anything like that?
Well, I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes conversation I had with Prophet Kim Clement, who, if for your viewers that don't know, he's the one in 2000. I worked with him. 2007, he said Trump would be a trumpet. He said there would be two presidents. The man is a true prophet. He said, and I'm not revealing anything really. He said to me and my husband, and it was in 2010 or 11 in his office. And this is when Trump had, I think he was either on the Tonight Show or he was on a talk show. And someone said to him, do you think you'll run in 2012? And he said, and understand, Kim had already in 2007 prophesied he would be president when he was doing the Apprentice TV show. So he said, well, I'm thinking about it. And again, it was either 2010 or 2011. I don't know. As we get closer, I'll know. And when we went in the office with Kim said, it's not 2012. It's wrong timing. They need more time to set things up. That's what I was told. We knew he wasn't going to run in 2012. But then when he came down that elevator in 2015, that was it. That was it.
Do you think that The Apprentice that Donald Trump hosted, do you think that that was a subconscious or a subliminal or an indirect way of making himself popular to even more popular to become a president, and to also show he's very good at business? Because that's the kind of thinking that we need in the world, not just in the US.
That's right. That's right.
That's what he says.
Yeah. Well, I want to tell you, this is why I love you and I love this show, because no one would ask that question. Do you know how many times I've thought about that? Tons of times, because of the situation I was in. This is what I think. Not only, there's many reasons why he did that show. For money, obviously. He also did it for popularity. You're absolutely correct. And it put him in an authoritarian position. He was the boss. He was the one that ran everything. But I also believe more than anything, why he did it is because he knew the other side would use it and call him a joke. So what happened was when he ran, everybody wanted him on their shows. Oh, you're a joke. This is a joke. Everybody laughed. So it took the narrative away from HRC and put it in his court. And everybody was laughing. Oh, look at the mic drop of Obama. He said, well, at least I'll be a president. Mic drop. And it shows a picture of Trump, of his face. Serious. He knew what was going to happen. He knew he was going to win. He knew it was all laid out. And that show allowed him, Nick, to be a buffoon. And that's exactly what he needed. I pray that I know he looks like he has a big ego. He is one of the most egoless, humble men, that he would allow his life to be used like this and be made a joke. His family going through, death threats. I have the utmost respect for him. And I pray, and we have an international prayer call on Sunday nights. We pray for him. We pray for all those around him, because the man has given so much. Mm-hmm. And I know that, and my feeling is, for those that followed Kim, he spoke about midterms, and this is what he spoke about it in midterm. Exact word Kim said. There would be a woman who would come forth like an Esther in the Bible. And all he saw was her eyes, and her eyes were big and gorgeous. And she would bring peace and love to the country. And where they hated her, they would now love her. I really think it's Melania.
I was just thinking the same, that it's Melania.
It's Melania.
Because she's got beautiful eyes.
And her spirit is just beautiful. I don't care what she did in her past. God forbid people look up my past. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Michelle Fielding mentioned in one of my interviews that one of the markers would be something to do with the Queen. And then we spoke on the phone, and she says, actually, Nick, it might not be to do with a royal member of a queen or another country's royal family queen. It could be the 5-dimensional chess game queen, and that would be Melania.
That's right. People today want one of their own. Trump mentioned, and he called all of us my fellow citizens. First time he's ever said that. My fellow, in his speech in Georgia, in the rally. What he did is he took himself from here and he brought himself down to be equal with us. He's one of us. There's many reasons for that. Many, many reasons. It's to get the deep state off his back. It's to get people warming up to him even more. We want one of us. We trust one of us. When Kim prophesied this, he said, God showed a light on a man, and I'm going like this because he saw a crowd, millions of people. And out from that crowd, when he was prophesying about Trump, would come a man out from us. We love him because he's one of us. He may be wealthy, sure, but he's still one of us. He's not someone that's been groomed for an office. He's not someone that is part of the family, is part of the deep state, has been to Yale, part of Skull and Bones. He's not. He is one of us. And I believe it's Melania, and I've never said that before, But more than ever, I believe that Esther that Kim spoke about, that queen, is going to be Melania. She is one of us. And the people that hated her will not receive from someone who is way above them, but they'll receive that balm, that salve that needs to heal the nation from someone that came out from us. I believe it's her.
Absolutely. Wow, it's very, very interesting. I can't wait until the midterm elections. And are you on Truth Social, by the way?
I'm not. I mean, I've got a lot of followers. People are following me. I'm at Delora O'Brien, but I've not got on yet. I'm like, what are you doing, guys?
You're still on the waiting list, like I am. I'm
Yeah.
getting so many. If anyone's working on Truth Social, I mean, get us on. I mean, I'm at Nicholas.Veniamin. So, I'm waiting.
Guys. And I've got so many followers every day. I've got like 10 people like following you. How are they following me? I'm not even on yet.
Absolutely.
You're probably getting the same thing.
Sure, I'm definitely. And I know so many other people, but, it's going to be very interesting when we're on, and it's going to be a new platform. And
Absolutely.
Delora O'Brien, it's been an amazing time speaking with you again. I'm always honored to have you. Thank you so, so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
One thing, you know about the gathering. We've been doing it. We're on our fourth one. We're April 30th. We're going to California. Remarkable, coming against the evil, coming against principalities that are taking over areas. We just came from New Orleans. These are very expensive, and we're able to do this because my daughter put up a site, joyandcountry.com, like this. God wins every time. All kinds of stuff like this. I wear it. There's faith over fear. There's God's got this, all kinds of things. I love that you always allow me to say this, because this is how we're able to do what we do, Nick. So God bless you. God bless you.
Well, God bless you. God bless you too. And this is what my platform's about. It's dedicated to we the people. I'm here to allow people like yourselves and many others who are wanting to expose the truth, who are being censored, to have a platform and to provide the news to we the people, and even for us to discuss things and analyze things openly with our free speech and, free thinking. And so that the viewers can also decide what they want to think and what, analysis they want to make, and to leave it in the comments too. So I want to say thank you, and we'll speak again very soon, and God bless. Bye-bye.